Hello again. My name's Andrew Paul, and I'm an English teacher and owner of a language school called Świat Języków. This is my third mini lesson. Some of you have given me some feedback already, and I've been told that I need to smile more and I need to be a little bit more natural. So I'm learning, and I hope that you learned something from our lesson today, which is 3 tips to sounding a bit more pleasant. Now, a lot of Polish people tell me that they're really interested in learning English and sounding better, but there's a problem because Polish language, which typically when spoken is really direct and really brief. The problem is that in English we tend not to be so brief and we tend not to be, well, so direct. And these are 3 tips so that you can sound a little bit more pleasant. Okay, one of the major problems with Polish people is they like to answer really fast and quick. Finish that as quickly as possible. Now in English, we like a little bit of chit-chat. I know a lot of Polish people think it's a waste of time. But the cool thing about speaking a little bit more in English is you get more practice. Don't be so brief. Avoid brief answers. So for example, when somebody asks you a question, do you like shopping online? Don't answer just no, yes. Give some detail. I like shopping online. I tend to get my, electronic equipment online. I like to get my clothing online. Another example would be, what do you think of the film? Now, classic answer, Polish people tell me, okay. Okay means, well, nothing special. You should say a little bit more than that. People want to hear your opinion. And now these 2 last questions here are a classic problem for Polish people. Didn't you go to Croatia last year? And the student answers, no, we have no idea what you're saying. You have to tell us, no, I didn't go last year, I went 2 years ago. Or yes, I did go. That way we know what your answer is. Otherwise, we're left confused. And this one, the last one, do you mind closing the door? Now that's a classic problem. Most people will say yes, but when you say yes to this question, it means that it's a problem for you. And we all know that you're saying yes, it's no problem, so you say, no, I don't mind, is the correct answer. So the second thing that I really recommend is that you use understatements. Now, understatement means that you don't emphasize too much that negativity, that directness that exists in the Polish language or in Poland. So a good example would be, do you think it's a good idea? And you want to say no. Now, Polish people often tell me, no, it's horrible. And I love that directness. The problem is, in the United States, in England, in other countries, people are not used to that. So you have to be a little bit more indirect. You have to say and use understatements. So for example, no, it's horrible would be, no, it's not the best idea. It's not what I'm used to. It's not what I was thinking about. If you use that type of answer, that understatement, people are going to think, okay, this person is not such a rude or arrogant person. So the last aspect that I would really recommend is using indirect questions. Indirect questions are really important when you're talking about personal information or talking about things that are quite unpleasant. People don't want to be interrogated. And when you give an indirect question, it avoids a situation like this. Where is the toilet? Now, where is the toilet is about something that's unpleasant. And you're using a word that people don't necessarily use, especially when meeting the person for the first time. So when you're in the hotel reception, it would be much better to say, could you tell me where the bathroom is, particularly in the United States, or where the restroom is? In Great Britain, you would say, could you tell me where the loo is, where the WC is? And the last one here we have is, of course, a command. Now, Polish people think that they can just stick please at the end of a sentence and all of a sudden it's polite. Well, it doesn't necessarily work that way. You have here, open the window, please. Now, it sounds like a command. Most people would say, oh, do you mind opening the window? Could you open the window for me? And both of those will sound much nicer. And what's so cool about it is that when you ask questions like this, people tend to say yes 90% of the time. When you give a question like this, or you command here like that, people think you're arrogant, you're a bit standoffish, you're a bit, you like to command people. So the 3 tips to sounding a bit more pleasant, you have to remember, is to try to avoid brief answers, which is totally cool because that means you'll have more opportunity to practice your English. You have to use understatements because you have to remember people don't like it when you're too direct about topics that are unpleasant. And indirect questions when topics are unpleasant and personal and or personal. If you follow these 3 tips, I'm sure you'll be able to get what you want. Thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you in the future. Bye-bye.